Let's discuss activity 3, IELTS reading passage 1. Archaeologists discover evidence of prehistoric island settlers. First of all, we will look at the questions. We are given two types of questions. Number 1, 1 to 7. True, false, not given. Order or not in order? Yes, order. And then summary completion. So 8 to 13, summary completion. Let's start from 8 to 13. According to strategy, we will solve summary completion. This will save our time. Question number 8. Excavations of rock shelters inside dash near the village of Callow revealed. Inside dash, first of all, we will find the word Callow, where it is given. Yes, it's given in passage 2. Just inland from the village of Callow on Obi northern coast, Shimpton and his colleagues found 2 caves containing prehistoric rock shelters that were suitable for excavation. This is your keyword, containing. And here in the question, it is given inside. Containing and inside are synonymous words. So our answer will be caves. You have to write exact words. We know that if box is given, then we have to find the word that is a synonym. But if box is not given at the end of the summary, then we will find exact word. So our answer will be caves. Question number 9. Axes from around 14,000 years ago probably used to make canoes. Axes made out of dash dating from around 11,1700 years ago. Let's find the word 11,1700, then we will find the answer. Yes, in the next passage, next page, passage 1. Roughly 11,700 years ago, as the most recent ice age ended, the climate became significantly warmer and wetter, no doubt making Obi's jungle much thicker. According to the researcher, it is no coincidence that around this time, the first axes crafted from stone rather than shells appear, likely in response to their heavy-duty use of the clearing and modification of increasingly dense rainforest. As the climate changed, forest became more thicker, and they have to adapt their axes accordingly. So here the word given, crafted from stone. In the question he says made out of. So made out of mean crafted. So our answer will be stone. One word only. You will write stone. Question number 10. Dash of an animal, evidence of what ancient islanders of travel between islands. Let's find the word animals. Yes, in the next passage. Judging by the bones which researchers unearthed in the Callow caves, people living there mainly hunted the Rothschild cuscus, a possum-like creature. This is your animal. He didn't use the word animal, but he gave the name of that animal. So we will write judging the bones. So our answer will be bones of animals, evidence of what ancient islanders ate. This is our answer. Next question. Obsidian, a material that is not found naturally on Obi, dash which resembles ones found on other islands. So let's find, it is through that from 8,000 years ago. So let's find our word. Yes, in the third passage, Shipson team's excavation of the shelters at Calo site unearthed a volcanic glass substance called obsidian. This is our word, obsidian. This will help us find our answer, which must have been brought over from North Island, as there is no known source on Obi. It also revealed particular types of beads similar to those previously found on island. Here he mentions resembled. Resemble mean similar to. If you find these keywords, these will help a lot to find the answer. You just have to focus on these keywords. When you find these keywords, then you will be able to answer easily. So our answer will be beads. You have seen that we are just writing exact words in summary completion without box. And if there is a box, we will write synonyms. If you know these tricks, then it will be easy for you to solve these passages. You are given 20 minutes to solve this passage. And it is impossible to solve this passage within 20 minutes if you read again and again the whole passage. You just have to find the keywords to answer your questions. Next question. May have switched from hunting to fishing, had dash as well as items made out of metal. So we have to find metals where it's given. Yes, in the last passage, if we study, whatever the reason for departure, there is no evidence for use of the Calo shelters after this time until about 1000 years ago, when they were reoccupied by people who owned pottery as well as items made out of gold. He used the word metal in the question, and in the passage he used word gold. So gold is a metal. So as well as, let's look at the word before as well as, because here it is given as well as items. So our answer will be pottery. He owned pottery as well as items made out of gold. 13th question. Probably took part in the production and sale dash. So you know these are questions which are in order. The answer of question 12 is in the last passage. Then question 13 will be in the same passage because they are in order. So let's find the answer. Yes, in the second last line. It seems likely, in view of Obi's location, that this final phase of occupation also saw the Calo shelters used by people involved in the historic trade in spices between the Malaku Islands and the rest of the world. So your answer will be the sale of, and sale means here the trade in spices. So our answer will be spices. So we have solved summary completion. Let's move on to the true, false, not given. Question number 1 to 7. Now it will be easy for us to solve these questions because we have gone through the passages. We have an idea where informations are given regarding the question. So it will be easy for us now to answer these questions. True, false, not given. Question number 1 to 7. Archaeological research had taken place on the island of Obi before the arrival of Carey Shipton and his colleagues. The key word is before. Let's find the word Obi. It is given in the first passage, and he says in the early 2019, Dr. Carey Shipton, his colleagues from Australian National University, became the first archaeologist to explore Obi. Here he says became the first. And the questions he says before the arrival of Carey Shipton, and in the passage he says he became the first. So the information in the question and the passage contradicts. So our answer will be false. Keep in mind, you have to write true, false, not given in front of these questions. Read instructions carefully. Sometimes students write no, yes, no, not given. So answer becomes wrong. You have to write true, false, not given. Question number 2. At the Calo site, the researchers found the first clamshell axis over to be discovered in the region. First clamshell axis ever to be discovered. Let's read passage 3. With permissions and help of local people of Calo, they dug the small test excavations in each shelter. They found numerous artifacts, including fragments of axes, some dating to about 14,000 years ago. The earliest axes Calo were made using clam shells. Axes made from clam shells from roughly the same time had also previously been found elsewhere in this region. This is your keyword. In the question, he says first clamshell axis ever, but in the passage, he says it has also been found somewhere else. So our answer will be wrong, or well, answer will be false. Question number 3. The size of OB today is less than it was 18,000 years ago. Let's read the passage where 18,000 is given. Yes, in the fourth passage, the oldest cultural layers from the Calo site provided the team with the earliest record for human occupation on OB dating back around 18,000 years. At the same time, climate was drier and colder than today, and the island's dense rainforest would likely have been much less impenetrable than they now. Sea levels were about 120 meters lower, meaning Obi was much larger island, encompassing what it is today. So, a much larger island encompassing what it is today, the separate island of Bisa as well as several other small islands nearby. So, in the information, he says the size of the OB today is less than it was 18,000 years ago. And yes, the information agrees. In the passage, he says OB was much larger. It was larger, but now it is small. In the question, he asked the same information that it is less than it was 18,000 years ago. So we will write true. Question number 4. A change in climate around 11,700 years ago had a greater impact on Obi than on the surrounding islands. Let's find this word in the next passage. Page 2, passage 1. Roughly 11,700 years ago, as the most recent ice age ended, the climate became significantly warmer and wetter, no doubt making Obi's jungle much thicker. According to the researchers, it is no coincidence around this time the first axes crafted from stone rather than seashells appear, likely in response to their heavy duty use for clearing and modification of increasingly dense rainforest. In the question, he asks, a change in the climate had a greater impact on Obi than surrounding. No, he doesn't mention any information regarding surrounding or environment, so our answer will be not given. Question number 5. Researchers believe there is a connection between warmer, wetter, and the change in the material used to make axes. Yes, we have recently studied that roughly 11,700 years ago, the second last line, like in response to their heavy duty use for clearing and modification of the increasingly dense forest. According to the researchers, second line, according to the researcher, it is no coincidence that around this time, the first axes crafted from stone rather than seashells appear, likely in response to their heavy duty use for clearing and modification of the increasingly dense forest. The forest became dense. It means the axes need to be more strong. So they change the material of the axes to make them more efficient. So our answer will be true. He says in the questions, there is a connection between warmer, wetter, and a change in the material used to make axes. Yes, there is a connection because as the climate changed, it also changed axes. 6. Shimpton's team were surprised to find evidence on Obi Island's hunting practices. Shimpton's team. The key word is surprised to find evidence. Let's find these words. Surprised. We will see whether they were surprised or not. Page 2, passage 2. Judging by the bones which the researchers unearthed in the Callow caves, people living there mainly hunted the Rothschild cuscus, a possum-like creature that still lives in Obi today. As the forest grew more dense, people probably used axes to clear patches of forest and make hunting easier. So here is no mention that they were surprised. So our answer will be not given. Question number 7. It is thought that the Callow shelters were occupied continuously until about 10,000 years ago. Let's find 1,000 years ago. Last passage. If they were continuously occupied, there will be no interruptions. We will write true. And if there will be interruptions and discontinuity, we will write false. And if there will be no information, we will write not given. Whatever the reason for departure, there is no evidence for use of the Callow shelter of this time. After this time, until about 1,000 years ago, when they were reoccupied by the people who owned pottery as well as items made of gold and silver. Reoccupied. So it means there is no evidence of occupied continuously because it was reoccupied. So the answer will be false. So this is all about passage 1.